Good morning. This is Nicole from Enlightened Energy. I had to get a little intimate and up close and personal. And of course, Benjamin Buttons over there is wanting to say hi. That's my 18-year-old and regressing age wiener dog. As the Texas wind always just comes up and interrupts my filmage, I thought I would just get a little closer, and that way maybe we can block it and just talk, huh? Have a little intimate conversation. I have brushed my teeth already. Who wants to know the secrets of the Illuminati? I've spun my information so many different ways that people are scared of the religion part. So if you say the word God, people cower down and people run. It's just the strangest thing. I've been doing kind of like a study the last 3 years, throwing my information in different ways. And it's interesting the feedback I get. And now that we're getting to what I've been talking about for the last few years, now everybody's turning to God. And I'm like, it takes that to make you realize that you need to change. And all these secrets that I've been divulging over the last year, the really deep secrets, I've only been unleashing about 8 months, 9 months, maybe. I finally just started letting her rip. I just like, I'm tired of holding on to him. I just want to talk about him. And it's funny because if you just talk about it, nobody believes you. It's just like, because it just flows out of your mouth, it's just like, you must have, it must be, you must have got it from a book, or you must have got it from a video, or you must have got it from something else, because it sounds like it's already like past tense, yesterday's news, right? Like, no, this is just the ancient secret knowledge. This is the knowledge that I've been spouting for the last 8-9 months on Facebook and on YouTube. It is nothing more than the secrets of the Illuminati. But then you say Illuminati and secrets, and everybody's like, oh. It's the same thing. I've been trying to nonchalantly teach people how to better your life through the secrets of the ancient forbidden knowledge all this time. But nobody wants to pay attention or listen until you say the word Illuminati. And then everybody's like, that's what everybody wants to hear about, is the secrets of the Illuminati. It's the same shit I've been spouting for the last 9 months. It's just a different word I put on it. I don't understand it. It all means the same thing. It's like trying to figure out why good people have bad karma. How could a good person have bad karma? It's like, I'm a good person. Why does stuff always happen to me, right? That's the story of our lives. We're good people. Well, it's because the secrets of the Illuminati. It's what they know and what we don't know. It's what they keep from us that keeps us in a lower vibe and them in a higher vibe. How can that be? Because they're evil people. How can they be in a high vibe? Well, in their own mind, they're reaching what they're wanting to do, which is their soul path, which is to create havoc and destruction, right? That's their soul path, create havoc and destruction. Why would they do that? Because there has to be duality for you to stand up in your power, because if it's just a planet of, like, the thing is, we've always existed. And we've lived everything. We've done everything. We've been everywhere, been every planet. All of us. And we come here to Earth. If you search Dolores Cannon, type in her, and she was a hypnotherapist back in the 70s that accidentally started tapping into the higher self of the people and getting the same information about her, who she was hypnotizing all over the world, the same information. So she was tapping into the people's higher selves, and then they were giving her more and more and more information of the Akashic records. Really interesting. She was the one person I was turned on to by my higher intuition to open and blow my complete mind. It took me 3 years to even try to understand the convoluted universe. And now I'm just like, convoluted universe is like child's play to me. It's like, I can write, from where Dolores left off, I can finish the story. Oh. I am what is called an energetic stigmatic. If you go stigmatic, stigmata is just an energy, is all it is. It's just a high version of a tantric energy. You can pick the lower version of it or the higher version of it. It's up to you. If you pick the lower version of stigmata, that is worshiping something besides God. So you worship Jesus, which is just a man. Jesus was born just a man of earth. He was just more enlightened because he was stigmatic, because Mary was stigmatic through God, because she thought God put a baby in her belly, so therefore she went stigmatic. Therefore Jesus was stigmatic when Jesus was born. And then Jesus' uncle was the most richest man in the world, so he got the best training in the whole world, right? All the esoteric, not religious, all the esoteric training that he needed. It was the churches that killed him, because he was releasing the secrets. So it was the churches that killed him. Then the churches took his crucifixion and made you worship him, and made you think that you needed to go through Jesus to get to God. I don't know how many people, I'm just like, really? It says right in the Bible, do not worship anything but God, because it is an abomination, which means if you put anything before God and you, it is a restriction in your vibration. Therefore, you're not high vibration. Therefore, when you go stigmatic through Jesus, you get a low vibration, physical stigmatic, the blood, the everything else. Ew, who wants that, right? You guys think they're saints? No, they're worshiping something that is of a man. They should be worshiping God. They're not. They're not true stigmatics. They are lower vibrational stigmatics, and I'm going to say it right here. You've been worshiping the wrong thing. You need to worship God, not a man. When you go stigmatic through energy, God is energy. Therefore, when you go stigmatic through energy, you're stigmatic through God. I hope that was clear enough. I've said it so many different ways. I'm just like trying to get people a clue. And I'm not trying to be mean at all. I'm just trying to be truthful. It's like I'm talking to a sea of gray mist when I'm talking to people. I don't know if it's the COVID shots. I don't know if it's the brainwashing from the media. I don't know if it's the 5G. I don't know if it's from they're chemtrailing just about every day now in Dallas, Fort Worth. It's horrible. And if they're chemtrailing in Dallas, Fort Worth that strong, Detroit, New York, LA, everything that's got a big metropolis, they're just hounding right now. Plus you have 5G. Nano-sized particles are released through chemtrails, go into your brain. Your brain has heavy metal toxins. The 5G emits a silent frequency. It's a vibrational frequency. You can look this up. Certain vibrational frequencies your body loves, and your body will go back to 100% homeostasis. Other vibrational frequencies, you can adjust that frequency just a little bit, and your body will decay. That's what 5G is. It emits a silent frequency that gets your body to decay. It irritates your body. Then you have a brain full of heavy metals, and then you have irritation, and you wonder why everybody's explosive. I don't spend much time outside. In the mornings and in the evenings for a little bit. But otherwise, I'm detoxing all the stuff that I get from just being out here. It's just horrible right here. Colorado, Denver, You know, Seattle, everybody's getting hit right now. Any of the big metropolises. And if you're in the surrounding areas, you're screwed. The Illuminati own the chemtrails. Illuminati own the AMA, the American Medical Association. The Illuminati owns them. The Illuminati owns the FDA. The Illuminati owns the pharmaceutical. They own the media. They own everything. You know why they own everything? Because they know the secrets. This is what I've been unleashing for 9 months for free. You can't get this information on any other YouTube channel, any other TV show, any other magazine, any other movie, any other person. Because no other person on this planet is stigmatic through energy but me. I don't care if everybody has different abilities that are stronger. I just woke up 3 years ago. That's how strong I am. We've already talked about one of the secrets, which is the pain body, and how that keeps you going on a lower vibrational road because pain attracts more pain. So the more pain you have in your body, subconsciously it vibrates out more pain. And to the universal energies, it's like, what do you want? More pain, more pain. Oh, okay, I'm going to give you situations, people, and things that are going to teach you lessons about you need to sit down, take a time out, and heal your body, and your mind, and your energy. Because if you don't heal all three, I'm going to keep sending you people, places, and things that are going to make you cry, that are going to make you feel bad, they're going to make you decay and die. You're going to manifest your own death through sickness, disease, COVID, whatever. Oh my God, I got cancer. Oh my God, I got COVID. Well, you manifested it. I manifested cancer. I didn't want to be here. Now that I've woken up, I've been fighting this and trying to regain my equilibrium and put my body back into homeostasis. It's hard, but you can do it. The chemtrails make you sick. They can release viruses, all kinds of things, diseases into the air. You get them, you got a sniffle, you got a rash, you get little breakouts or whatever, you have to go to the doctor, right? Then you need pharmaceutical. If you need a surgery, it's just the only way that you can fight this is to truly take back your health. Otherwise, you're just going to manifest yourself death. And that's what we're doing as a planet right now, is manifesting our own death. The whole planet. Because we're tired of being under the chokehold of the Illuminati. We're tired of it. I know who the Illuminati are. I can name the puppies so fast. I can tap into anything. I can tap into anyone, anything's energy. It's just a thought. That's an energy stigmatic. I think about it, and my mind controls energy. Therefore, when I tap into energy, I can tap into the Akashic records and tap into anything I want, whether it's living or not, whether it's been here or on another planet, whether it's been in the past or in the future. I can tap into any of it. I know who they are, and I know how to get them. You know, you can take, I have Slim Sperling designed the tensor tools. And I've been trying to scream about this since I found out about them, and nobody wants to listen. It's absolutely stupid. You have one little copper-made ball with a little, you could take a little earbuds, you could put it, you design it so it doesn't get wet, but if you played a frequency right next to that 5G, every cell tower, it would cancel out. You wouldn't even have to do every cell tower, because that one right there with a certain frequency played in it echoes out, cancels out 5G, it cancels out chemtrails, it cancels out all air pollution for 75 miles in all directions. They were using it on the oceans. They set 4 of them after an oil spill. They set 4 of them spread out on the beach, sending out a frequency out into the ocean for 4 hours. They came back the next day, the ocean was spotless and clean. Vibrational frequency is everything. And when we quit trying to put a effing Band-Aid on everything to try to fix it, and realize that that Band-Aid's not going to work. Your pharmaceutical, your whatever you're trying to, that quick fix is not going to work. Not this time. It never does. When has a lie ever gotten you anywhere but more in trouble? Why tell them? Why just tell the truth? Because it hurts? Well, it's going to hurt a lot worse when the truth comes out later, because it always does. Has it never? I've waited sometimes 20 years for the truth to come out, and it always does, and I'm telling you what, it sure feels good. Because I knew it all along. I was intuitive back then. I just never said anything because I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but it was damaging me more than anybody. And because of that, I've spent my whole life, 48 years, with my mouth. It's like that little girl inside of me going, don't say anything, don't say anything. Nobody's going to like you if you say anything. Well, nobody likes you anyway because you don't say anything. Everybody just runs all over the top of you, uses you for everything. I've been used for everything you can possibly imagine. You know? And then never even got a thank you for it. I got people that you can't even imagine that owe me money that I could use right now. I could care less. All they could think about is their own damn self. And this is a lot of people. I don't understand society nowadays. It's like we're so brainwashed and so that we can't. It's like we're not able to feel compassion or empathy for people anymore. You know, I've not been able to work for 3 years because of my stigmatic cleansing I've been going through. It's been hell. You guys think a dark night of the soul's a bitch. Try going through a stigmatic cleansing. I was seeing dark past lives of ancient curses and visions of me being killed with cobras and chantings and things that the Illuminati was doing over me in ancient Egypt to try to keep me from spilling the beans. Milking the masculine cobra on the feminine side and the feminine cobra on the masculine side, right here where like an Adam's apple would be, until it filled up a poisonous pocket right there. So anything I did in my next lives would be spewing poison. My words would be spewing poison, so that's what it'd be to people's ears. Even though they would always leave the third eye and the crown wide open, but they would block every other chakra on the spine with those cobras, chanting curses, because they knew you had 3 days after you died that they could do anything they wanted to you, and then because your energy is still with the body. See, that's what the Bible calls purgatory, is 3 days. The energy is with the body, so you can go around and watch everybody and see how everybody is and infuse with their energy and see how they really felt about you, and it's kind of like your own judgment day. So then I was able to see everything that was going on and what they were doing to my body as I was face down on this granite slab with my hands tied behind my back, and then milking cobras up and down my spine to close my chakras from the back. I had to see that. I had to vision. I didn't feel the pain, but I felt it emotionally, and I had to see it. And that wasn't even the worst. I've been having to do this for the last 3 years, so I've not been able to have a job. Not only that, I've been fighting breast cancer, a hormonal-driven breast cancer that I was graciously given to by a doctor back home that was supposed to take everything out. Even on the procedure table, as I was getting ready to be knocked out, I said over and over, take it all out, because I'd had troubles for years. Blood transfusions, get rid of it. Yeah. Woke up with it, left a right ovary. Guess what? I have a hormonal driven breast cancer now. Yeah. You think your life sucks? And then try having autism and Asperger's on top of that. In a small little house for 3 years, stuck here without being able to work. Can't work. Being forced. Every time I try to go get a job or try to do anything, my God, higher guidance, whatever you want to call it, would make things very uncomfortable for me until I just sat down and healed. You know how hard that is to sit with yourself for 3 years? I was running for myself for all my life because I was in so much pain. I just ran for myself constantly. I ran from healing. I don't want to heal. I just want to go, go, go. Shoot, I came off this horse and got head-butted by another horse and then drug, tore my rotor cuff, dislocated my jaw, almost got knocked out. I was seeing lights and had to have somebody unsaddle my horse, saddle the next one while I got on, and then ran a set of poles on another horse, and then loaded them all up, drove them all home, unloaded them, unhooked the trailer, took 1 day off, and was back to work the next day. I found I could lift a saddle with swinging it with my hip and not have to move my arm. My jaw set after sleeping that night. Never went to the doctor. All that scar tissue from all the trauma that I've had, it adds up as karma. You may laugh at me and you may roll your eyes at me and, oh, it's just body soreness. Yeah, well, your body shouldn't feel like that. And the more pain that you have, the more wrong roads you're taking and in your mental, because pain subconsciously brings in more pain. I hope that makes sense. Yes, what you think about you bring about, but how many times are you mindful in a day? Do you even meditate? How fragmented are you all the time? How displaced is your energy? How unbalanced are you? Because when you're on that autopilot, guess what? Your subconscious is manifesting. I'm in pain, I'm in pain. Bring me more pain until I learn that more pain brings me more pain. Oh, okay, you want more pain? Okay, how about a car wreck? How about a divorce? How about a death? How about a sickness? How about a disease? How's that? How's that gonna work? Yeah, bring me some of that, because that's really gonna make me want to sit down and think about things. Why am I getting all this stuff more and more and more? I'm a good person. I hope that makes sense. If it is, and if it does, click like, share it. Everybody needs to know the secrets of the Illuminati. Just because in my previous videos I've said God and this and that, God is God source energy. That God source energy is where all of our souls are. All of our souls are in God source energy. So therefore, when we are connected to our higher self, we are in God source energy. But you got to clear your channel. That etherical channel between you and God source energy has to be clear. And you have to be clear of all pharmaceutical, everything. You have to have limited exposure if you're in a heavy environment, but you also have to have what we call our light code activations. We have to meet the sun at sunrise with fully dilated pupils. So that has to be done right when the sun first peaks. And it takes about 14 seconds, if that, maybe 10. And then you're done. Once you do that, you start getting, it stimulates a little dormant piece of your brain. And when it does that, it gives you information. And this information makes things clearer. Your head will start being more clearer. You'll having clearer thoughts. You'll be like, oh yeah, I should have done that. Or yeah. And don't feel guilty about anything you didn't do, because guilt is the #1 killer. You can think of guilt as the devil. Low vibe is the devil. See, I'm just the translator of the energy. I'm the translator of the Bible. There is no devil. God is not a man. God is energy. Therefore, when God creates, God is feminine. When God stimulates for evolution, God is masculine. That's just how it works. Everything is all, just like us. Our right side is feminine, our left side is masculine, positive, negative. You can search it, it's true. Everything has a polarity. You have to, just like a battery has polarity to be able to work properly. Oh, yeah, so I just talking about polarity, then I was thinking about that big flashlight looking thing that they found like in the Egyptian, the old thing. Everybody thinks it ran electricity. It was like an old thing that ran electricity. was like an old battery, I guess they thought it was. It was like a big, long, flashlight looking thing. That was what they would use to dissipate the energy in rocks, in to shape. The energy of that and whatever we would focus on. So we would use that to dissipate the energy, and then when you would use our thoughts to be able to infuse the metric structure and everything, and plus everything is infused with energy of our thoughts of how we want it built, like a blueprint in our head. So we use that device to like almost like liquefy the energy of the whatever we're wanting to shape, and then we used our mind to imprint what we wanted, and then it's just done. Anyway, but what I wanted to talk about was, we were talking about the secrets of the Illuminati. We talked about in the previous one, the pain body drives you to do more things in pain, and sex, orgasm, is a good release to be able to help with pain. Unfortunately, when you have a unbalanced sacral chakra, it leads to sex addictions and obsessiveness and, things that shouldn't be, that aren't right. And I'm not talking about being, homosexual. I'm talking about like animals and, putting animals up hoo-haws and that kind of stuff. It's just, don't do that to an animal. Imagine yourself as that animal, like, no. And you're like, it's biting me. Well, duh, I'd want out too. Oh my goodness. So an unbalanced sacral chakra can lead to unbalanced sexual feelings. So the Illuminati loves to be able to create unbalanced sexual feelings. So they have a pornographic store on every street corner, pornographic magazines on every store, pornographic on your TV, your movies, everything that makes you feel like having sex and have that endorphin rush, because it's power, right? But the problem is once you orgasm, you lose your power and it's done. So what the Illuminati loves to do is be able to say, okay, you're creating tantric energy, but now we're going to take it away from you. So they're stealing out of your piggy bank by getting you to focus on that all the time and do those sexual acts and sexual deeds that are making you constantly do that. Because when you constantly release, you're giving them, you are handing the Illuminati money out of your bank. Every time that you succumb to pornographic needs subconsciously, you are energetically handing them money out of your savings account, your tantric energy. So that's one right there. That's one secret. They try to get you everywhere they can, because they're stealing your tantric energy. And that's your creative force out of your sacral chakra. Creates an imbalance. Then it leads to drug addictions, it leads to sex addictions, it leads to jail time, it leads to all these other things. See, it's just a control. Number 2, secret of the Illuminati, that I've discussed before, but now we're going to discuss it as a secret of the Illuminati because it's what they use to control us, and I was just using it to tell everybody how to treat your animals, but actually it's a secret of the Illuminati. Let me get a drink of water here. I drink one of these next to my bed every night while I'm breaking trauma and breaking fusions and realigning everything and dealing with breast cancer. And I have to beamer and salt bath and drink a lot of water. It's very important, but the more water I'm drinking, the clearer my channel is too. So how they use animals in ancient Egypt, if you look at what they would call Egyptian gods, the half man, like Anubis, half man and half dog, or just half man, half animal. It's a multi-faceted meaning behind all of it. So don't just think that this one thing is the reason why that's there, because it's a multifaceted. But to start to understand, we're going to wipe it all away, and we're going to start from the original at the beginning. And that way from there, then we can build up on the stories that what they're supposed to be telling. After we've built up on who they are and what they mean originally, then we can on the stories that they're bringing, like the duality and that kind of stuff later. So to begin with, what it was originally teaching you is that animals and humans are the exact same as a soul. So that little spark of energy that is with God, in that big ball of God right there, all those souls that make up God, one of those souls is my dog, and the other soul is my cat, and the other soul is my niece's horse. On a soul level, they are exactly the same. Anything that has an aura, which is energy, which is a life force energy around it, which you can search this, trees have an aura around it. Grass has an aura because it's living. Anything that's living has an aura. Therefore, research Dolores Cannon, she'll explain it all. And this is explained by people all over the world. They're being hypnotized and they don't know each other. So I'm not pulling this out of my hat. Everything that is living has a soul. Think about that. Now, animals in particular have a purpose. For one, they have no karma when they get here. Everything that is happening to them is all the karma that is brought, all the bad karma that's brought onto the animal is given to whomever is bringing the karma. So if you are abusive to animals, you are getting all of that bad karma from that animal, plus the bad karma for doing what you're doing. That's a double whammy. The Illuminati know that, and they love it. So therefore, the true Egyptians, we would only have one cat and one dog per person. That's a spiritual and a physical protector. And you imprint it. I have the imprinting techniques. I've imprinted with my dog and my cat, and it's amazing. You release endorphins in a completely dormant part of the brain. They go into this robotic thing. Their eyes, pupils go wide out, and they do this really weird thing, and it's just awesome. But you imprint with them. Therefore, they're your physical and your spiritual protector, and everybody had one. They were all spayed and neutered. Nobody bred. They were for purpose. Because when you have things for purpose, it changes everything. And now, everybody is in such lack mentality of, I don't feel good, so I need to have a kid, or I need to have 5 dogs, or 20 cats. That breeds more karma. Even having children breeds karma. Because that's an ancestral lineage right there that's going on. You're lucky if you have girls. If you have girls, then that lineage is broke when the women get married. Then that lineage just goes on. It's the last name that carries. Now think about this. Animals have no karma. You get the karma, not the animals. So everything you do to the animals is going to come back at you through other people, places, and things, or accidents, or everything else in the world. It's not going to come from the animal. It's going to come by everything else that's happening that doesn't feel good. That's your bad karma for being what you're doing to animals. Now, if you're good to animals, but you have a lot of animals, that's called hoarding. That's called lack mentality. That's called lack. And when you have lack, that's a low vibration. So you're still going to get some bad karma for that, even though you're trying to be good. The only ones that were allowed to breed were the elites and the royals, and they were of the best royal lineage. Everything else was spay and neutered, castrated, gelded, everything was taken care of. Because they didn't want any watered down versions of their royal blood. It's about the best way to explain it. It keeps it more pure that way. By owning an animal and understanding that they are a soul, just like you inhabit a human body, they inhabit a horse body, they inhabit a dog body, they inhabit a cat body, they inhabit a bird body, a snake body, whatever your pet is. That is a soul, just like you. You inhabit one vessel, they inhabit another vessel that looks totally different. On the soul level, you're exactly the same. Since animals are naive and innocent and they go by nature, they don't get any karma for anything that happens. You should always bless an animal after a kill, because that releases all the karma and all the karmic debt for that animal. And also, if you see them on the road dead, like roadkill, just say bless as you go by. You're doing a service to the animal. Trust me. I do it all the time. Everybody should do that. If you see an animal, just say bless, and it releases the karma. An energetic imprint is left right there on that ground, especially if it's like a tragic accident. And that blesses that ground. There's so much ground on Gaia that's so tainted right now. That's why Gaia is just like ready for a change. This whole COVID plague is nothing more than the bubonic plague. We desire a change so bad that we manifest it through plague. And then after the plague's over, we come together and we rebuild and we evolve, and that's just kind of how humanity has done this. So the Illuminati know that by hoarding animals, you're going to get bad karma even if you're a good person. So creating lack mentality for people is extremely important for the Illuminati. How do you create lack mentality? Well, you have candy and sugar on every aisle. You have processed foods that plug up your channel. You have GMO foods that are genetically modified. All they are is a fast-growing weed with a splice of tomato that has no nutrition. And they're low vibration because they're just a weed. There's no nutrition in there. So they're low vibration food. Therefore, God calls them an abomination. Illuminati calls them a quick way for them to make a buck on you, because you got to come in. You're not feeling so good later on. Well, you just inherited a new disease or cancer or something else, because all the pesticides and everything else they put on them. Then they charge an outrageous amount for the organic, so then people that don't have a lot of money, they have to eat the cheap stuff. See, it's just a win-win for them. It's just like the poorer get poorer and the rich get richer. Well, that's why. So then you hoard animals to be able to feel love, or you have another child or two more children to feel love, and then pretty soon you're still feeling that lack, and you still feel like crap, and you still are getting bad karma, and the kids, it's just a vicious cycle. And the Illuminati just wants to keep all the secrets to themselves and doesn't want you to know any of it, because if you understand the law of attraction, the law of karma, and all that kind of stuff, you'll start taking a little bit more mindful approaches to your day, realizing that abbreviating your words is one of the worst things you can do. I am powerful. I'm powerful. I am powerful. I'm powerful. See, just taking those abbreviations out makes the words more powerful, makes you more powerful. And that puts money in your energetic piggy bank for the law of attraction. I hope that makes sense. We're at 40 minutes. All right. So there's 2 secrets we've talked about through sex on every corner and how that steals your tantric energy if you are succumb to it. See, the churches like to exploit it out as the devil, but it is the devil, but you have to realize that the devil is not a man waiting to take your soul. All the devil is a low vibration that keeps you from feeling bliss on earth. And being in pain is one of the worst things you can feel here. And this planet is so dense and heavy anyway. Then you add pain and it's just like, ugh. And the Illuminati know that. And the Illuminati bank on that, you know? While they're out there every morning doing their sun worshiping, getting their light codes, doing their tantric yogic energy shit, and you know, all this stuff, and eating organic and living the good life that they know they're supposed to live, and feeling good about it, and making bank. You're hooked up to IV chemotherapy and getting 3 more shots of COVID because every shot that you had needs 2 more boosters, you know, and then you realize that you got COVID after your third shot, but 6th booster, you still got COVID. It's because the shots don't work. The shots don't work. Nothing's been tested. Nothing. The FDA won't pass something that'll cure everything that's been trying to pass for 2 decades, but yet they'll pass a shot that cures nothing. Because it's unnatural to the body. You can't boost your immune system with fake. All you do is just create more fake and 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 more fake. There are products out there homeopathically. And in every test that I have ever looked at, homeopathic beats allopathic, which is prescription, every single time. But they want you to think. Just listen. I don't know how many magazines I used to buy. Like fitness magazines. And every 4th page was a prescription ad. And it was 3 pages long. It was like what it did. And then 2 pages of all the side effects. I was like, really? Really? Do you really? Is that cool? Because then what happens, you know what happens after that? Every side effect needs another pill. Needs another pill, needs another pill, needs another pill. So then, you know, next thing you know, you're taking 30 pills a day. I don't understand how you can't see that. When all you got to do is start thinking better, taking in better, drinking a lot of water, understanding that yes, it is good to meet the sun with your eyes. You can spin it however you want to. Just know that when you meet the sun with your eyes, fully dilated pupils, it's really good for you, and you'll feel so much better. Realizing that you have to take products to be able to release all the toxicities that they're feeding you nonstop with your food that you eat. You know, if you eat a lot of fast foods or processed foods or just cheap produce and that kind of stuff, the pesticides, fungicides. I went and got tested a year after I came here, and I was shocked how much I had after, because I thought I was doing good. I've changed completely, and it's expensive to eat like that. It is, but you know what? My body's worth it, and it's working. So at a soul level, animals are the same as us. Therefore, anything you do to an animal. So also, if you own an animal, you need to spend time with them every day. If it's an animal that you own, you should spend time with it every day, because every day you don't, that's karma building up in your not so good favor. Animals bring joy and pleasure. And therefore, they're bringing joy and pleasure to you because they're a soulmate of yours if they're in your energy. And for 2, when you are playing with them or loving on them, they feel good. So all that karmic energy is going into your karmic energy and giving you karmic energy in your little piggy bank. So like today when I was making my bed, or when I got my dog, my little 18-year-old dog, I let him sleep in bed for a while. I went to go get him out of bed, and my cat jumps up on the bed. And so as I'm petting and rubbing on him and putting money in my energetic piggy bank, I'm also stroking the cat, and he's purring. So I'm like 2 for it right there. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I got the dog, I got the cat. I'm like, I'm putting all this kind of energy in my little tantric energy bank, right? But the thing is if you think about it, it's true, because they're loving on you, both of them, you're loving on them, and that they don't get any of that karma. They're here for purpose, because if you're here as an animal, you have a lot of karma to play out from other past lives, so you come back as an animal. So think of it as being an animal as you got a lot of karma to deal with. And therefore anything that happens to you is your karma. So the best you can be to the animal is the best for you. So that is the second Illuminati secret that I will share. There's a lot more, so stay tuned on Enlightened Energy, because you won't find this kind of information anywhere. No other channel, no other person, no other show, no other magazine. Only right here. Have a blessed day.